What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Game Over Gherkin Man. Welcome back to Dark Souls. You might notice I look a little bit different. You might notice a couple things. First of all, we're back in Analondo, which I'll get to in a minute. But you might notice that I'm wearing a little bit of a different armor. In between episodes, turns out I had enough endurance to wear some much heavier armor, much more protective armor. And so I now have equipped... Still have the Elite Knight helm on. But I actually upgraded the black iron leggings, which gives us a +5. That's more than triple what our defense was in our leg parts earlier. As well as the silver knight armor, which is an additional 50 protection over where we were before. Still wearing the same leather gloves and stuff. Maybe if I get my endurance up once my vitality is done, I'll start working on that. But as it stands, same helm because it looks badass. I think this is a pretty cool looking matching outfit, personally. I don't know what you think. Also, since we're here, let's see if we can...
So you have received a revelation. Very auspicious. I hope for the best. I pray that through you, her wish will be granted.
Now that's because we've spoken to Guinevere. So we can do that, but we can use... Oh, that's right. We got that Firekeeper soul in that last episode. Let's have a read of that, because we didn't. Soul of a long-lost Firekeeper. Each Firekeeper is a corporeal manifestation of her bonfire, blah blah blah, that's the same. Oh, this one doesn't really say anything. Anyway, that's the one we picked up in Seath's little dungeon there. So now we have a +5 Estus Flask now. We're not done with her. We'll be seeing her soon enough. But before we do, a couple of episodes ago, well actually it was a little while ago, we were down in the catacombs and we picked up something called the Dark Seance Ring. Which is... Dark Moon Seance Ring. It's right there, actually. This is annoying. So with this boss fight, if I fuck this up, it requires me to like... Well, the main reason I'm doing things the way that I'm doing is... I'll explain it afterwards, actually. Let's just go and see what I'm talking about. Yeah, I love this. The look of this armor set. She's looking pretty badass, I reckon. Old Sheep Pickle's looking pretty good. I don't know, like, at this point, other than the sounds my character makes, like, the gender of her with this outfit, or the gender of your character really doesn't mean anything once you're in this sort of armor, but man, oh man. And once again, the reason I picked Deprived at the beginning of the game is to make things like this transition feel that much more like a huge, piece of progress, if that makes sense. Normally I don't play as Deprived, but I thought for these Let's Plays that it'd really give us that feeling of a character growing. And even more so in Dark Souls 2, because the Deprived in Dark Souls 2 is a way, way, way more difficult class to start with than they are in Dark Souls 1. If you start as Deprived in Dark Souls 2, you're putting yourself at a massive disadvantage. And, am I going up or down? Down, good. You can bet your ass that we'll be playing as Deprived. I've never done it before, I've seen other people do it, and it really does make the first few hours of the game, at least, infinitely more difficult, but that's okay. It's all about that progression, baby. Okay, now, as I said, we needed that ring on. That was the ring of Gwyndolin, as you may recall. And the reason we want that on... I wish I could send that back up from here, but you can't, which is annoying. I'll get into that. Just gonna rest here again. You can see that statue disappeared, and that's because of the ring we're wearing. A statue of Gwyn just vanished. It was a illusion. Now if we come down here...
Halt! This is the tomb of the great Lord Gwyn. Tarnished it shall not be by the feet of men. If thou art a true disciple of the Dark Sun, cast aside thine ire, hear the voice of mine self, Gwyndolin, and kneel before me.
You know what? I'm not going to join your stupid covenant. I'm going to walk in here and I'm going to kick your ass.
What foolishness! Why trespasseth upon the great Lord's tomb, whilst thou art a disciple of the Dark Sun? Mark the words of mine self, Gwyndolin. Thou shalt not go unpunished.
Now this boss fight can go really badly if you don't know what you're doing. And even when you do know what you're doing, it can go pretty badly. Gwyndolin here is the one of Gwyn's sons, and he was raised as a daughter. Oh fuck. That hurt more than I was expecting. Now that attack is the one you want to avoid. That's pretty much a one-shot death if it hits you. Unless you're like me and you have your shield up and you're smart about it. Oh wow, I've got quite a lot of defense actually. Well, that was terrible. But I wanted to prove a point. This is why I hate this boss fight. I'm going to start, it's going to take me all the way back to, as you'll see, and you can see there's kind of like a snake tentacles coming out of his feet there, which is kind of cute. It takes me, oh! It brought me back here, really? Okay, if you don't have this Sun Sion's ring, because normally I don't do it this way, normally there's another way of triggering this boss fight. If you don't have this ring, it'll actually send you all the way back to the Analondo bonfire. But as you may remember, we pressed a certain little, we made it so that that big spiral staircase goes downwards. If you try to get back here again for the fight again, that's all the way down. So what do you have to do? Well, you either have to teleport to the Sun Princess chamber and then make your way back, and then raise the elevator and come back down again, or you have to travel back through that big church where the painted world was. Neither of those are remotely ideal, obviously. So that's why I hate this fight, but apparently, because I've never done it this way before, if you have this ring first, it actually brings you straight back to this bonfire, which is way more convenient. I don't know why it doesn't do that if you do it the other way, but apparently it doesn't, so anyway, that's a nice touch. Okay, let's try this fight again. This time, we'll actually try to do it seriously. The music is the same as what you get for the Moonlight Butterfly, which, you know, it's a nice track. I dig it. This one here, this attack, you want to like hide behind these. Wait for him to go. Then there's that attack, which you can avoid by just running diagonally. And then he's got his big magic, which he's not doing, thankfully. Oh, I didn't expect that to hit me. You can see how little health he has. Or she has. Depending on who you're asking. Yeah, that attack, generally speaking, is like the death. It will kill most players, but because my build is specifically designed to withstand magic at this point, I've got this shield, and which is +5 and everything. I've made my life a million times easier, generally speaking. The thing I like about that attack is that it's really easy to dodge, but if you're hiding behind a pillar, it can travel through the pillar, which is the bad thing about it. So it's not really... Oh, if that shit gets you from behind, it hurts. Which attack is that one? Ugh, fuck. No, shouldn't have done that. Alright, let's wait for this to finish. Alright. Not this time, Gwyndolin, buddy. Nope, 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 nope. You're dead. You're dead. I'm gonna... Fuck ya. Teleporting bastard. Big one. Yeah, the hardest part of this boss, which is what's kind of cool about it, is just getting close to it. That's what makes this boss challenging, and that's very unique in this game. Like, in terms of the way the mechanics work, nothing else really plays like this. Uh-oh, now you're in trouble. Bye.
Oh, heretic, swathed in dark, an eternal curse upon thee.
Soul of Gwyndolin. Now let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at Soul of Gwyndolin. Soul of Dark Moon Gwyndolin, God of the Dark Sun and Guardian of Deserted Analondo. Special beings and special souls use the soul of Gwyn's last one, require a huge amount of souls created and equipped, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, so Gwyn's, I think, youngest child from memory. And there's still a little bit more to do in Analondo. That's the way we're doing things today. Beat Gwyndolin first. Then we come down here and get all this cool loot. There's actually some cool armor down here. Bunch of cool chests. What do we got? We have got empty. Good. I love empty. Empty chest. Miracle Sunlight Blade. And lastly, the brass armor. So, let's have a look at the brass armor. Which is quite heavy. It's actually pretty good stuff. I dig it. I used to like wearing the brass helm quite a lot. Helm of the Dark Moon 9th, Firekeeper of Enolondo. After becoming undead, she visited the Dark Sun Gwyndolin at the Mausoleum of the Spiral Depths, became a Blade of the Dark Moon, and assumed the flame-keeping duty. She received this helm, which hides her hideous form and helps her hunt the guilty. So yeah, you might recognize this if I put it on. So I'm belonging to the Firekeeper, who is currently waiting for us back in the Enolondo bonfire. And she'll get pissy that we've killed her friend. Now, I just want to check these gloves. Brass gauntlets are quite a bit heavier, but they're also quite a bit better. No, that's put me way over my weight limit, though. Bummer. Oh well. I'm actually surprised I can, like, roll as well as I do with this heavier armor. Okay, so that was the first thing we had to do. Now, the next step is... now that we've done that, there is a certain nice chest that we have to go and briefly visit. So let's go back up and say hello to Guinevere now that we've killed her, I don't think it's, is it? Is Gwyndolin her son? I don't remember. I'm also going to access my bottomless box so I can withdraw a bow to make life a little bit easier. Where is it? Where's my bows? I have quite a lot. I think I've said it before, but I do not like the inventory in Dark Souls 1. It is very much improved in Dark Souls 2, thankfully. They completely rehauled the way the UI works for menus, and it's, oh my god, it's so much better. Night and day. Night and day. Alright, now let's get up the... Oh, actually, I can just warp there. Can't I? Yeah, I can. Why don't I do that instead of being an idiot? Is this even enough to level up anymore? I don't even know. It is! It's enough for one. Into vitality it goes. Now, let's warp to the Chamber of the Princess. See you on the flip side. La 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 la. Now we're here. I'm going to equip the composite bow and arrows. Yeah, large arrow, that'll do. I don't know if her dialogue changes after killing Gwyndolin or not. Let's check that.
O chosen undead, thou hast journeyed. Please.
No, she doesn't. Okay, so. No, well, let's, whoops. Let's, Yo! What's up, lady? That was a little mean. Wonder what the consequences of this will be. Well now, that seems a little nasty. So, she was, as I said before, she was in fact a illusion. And now that we've destroyed that illusion, normally if you destroy that illusion first, before you defeat Gwyndolin, Gwyndolin will actually be like, "Oh, you bastard! What have you done?" And because I mean, like literally, as soon as you've defeated Ornstein and Smell, you can come in here, you can go up there and destroy that illusion. You don't even have to talk to her first, you just gotta get the Lord Vessel and bada bing bada boom. But now we have some new enemies down here. And everything's in darkness. Oh! Oh, snap! These guys are tough. Tough enough, anyway. They're doing a little more damage than I expected them to. Hey! But I'm a little too quick for you. Oh, maybe not for you, though. Ow, Jesus. That guy hits like a fucking freight train. Whoop! No, that didn't work as I'd hoped. Although now he's exposed. Not a bad armor set, that guy. So I think that's the... I don't know. I think that might have been the guy who was at Sen's Fortress. He, like, sells you stuff. I mean, yeah, it's nice that, you know, I've taken care of those guys. That's, you know, completely optional. This, you don't have to do any of this stuff. I've just chosen to. I've just always thought it was neat to that you could, destroy that illusion, and all of a sudden you realize that the entire sun is an illusion. But, it kind of reveals one of the more unfinished aspects of the game, because some other areas you can still see the sun, and some people think that there's lore reasons for that, but I honestly think it's just because they couldn't get the, you know, they ran out of time. Personally, that's what I think it was. And here we have that Firekeeper, who's part of the Dark Moon. Oh, jeez, you hit hard. I hit harder there. Oh, what's that? You only need one more hit already. Although when she's got that blue shit on her sword, you watch out.
This woman is it Master Gwyndolin?
Master Gwyndolin's dead, bitch. That Firekeeper is dead. So that's the reason I wanted to use this bonfire over here, because now that bonfire that we spawned in from over there, it is no good. Completely useless. We also can't farm for things here anymore, but that's okay, because we've got much better farming locations sorted out now. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. I'm just going to run back to that that bonfire in here. And, yeah, because I meant to do this episode, but last episode I said at the end that we would next be going back to Darkroot Garden. I completely forgot about this bit. And, you know, that was, quite frankly, a lie, because we still have to do this. This is some important shit. It's not important, it's completely optional, but I wanted to do it. I wanted to show it in case you're not familiar with the game and you'd find it interesting. If you're still watching. Which I don't know if anyone still is at this point, because this game is running long. Dark Souls 2 will probably be even longer with the DLC. I'm alright with that. Yeah, so I guess we should warp to... If we're going to go to Darkroot Garden next, the best place to warp to would be... Where's best? Oh, well, to see Andre, that's where's best. So, the Undead Parish. Whoops. So let's go to the Undead Parish, and I'll call it an episode there. Alright, as I said, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. I know it was a short one. I hope that's okay. It's not bad to have a short one every now and then. Next time, we're going to be going into Darkroot Garden, and we're going to be facing off against... one of the saddest bosses in the game. Sad, it's not a bad fight, and it's just... makes me sad. So I hope you join me for that. I hope to see you then. Thanks for joining me today, and peace out, and as always, have a good one.